If you click on this video because you're feeling overwhelmed or you're sick and tired of doing all the research but taking no action towards publishing your first listing, then in today's video I'm going to walk you step by step from finding a bestseller to creating the design to adding it to a mock-up, as well as adding it to Printify and then finishing the publishing on Etsy. So let's get right into it. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bridget. I'm an Etsy print-on-demand seller on a mission to help other Etsy sellers start and scale their business in a stupid easy way. So if you like this type of content, please subscribe, like, hit the bell so you can be notified of the next time I release a new one. So let's get right into Etsy. Okay guys, so we're gonna start our design process on Etsy.com first, looking for bestsellers. I'm in the mood to design for Halloween, so we're gonna look for Halloween designs. So you can do Halloween shirts, Halloween sweatshirts, Halloween gifts. I'm gonna go into Halloween sweatshirts. The best way to find like a bestseller is to use this all filters. Click on Star Seller, apply. Go here at the top where it says Star or Star and replace that with Best. And then I like to skip the ones that are using ads. And then I start looking at designs that I like and I'll open them into a new tab. So like this pumpkin, Halloween, this cats, Halloween, this stay spooky. I like this ghost, dogs, and then I just keep scrolling and scrolling. Make sure you stay away from things that are trademark. They're tempting, but it's the quickest way to get your shop shut down. And I just keep looking and looking to see if anything speaks to me. And now that I have a couple ones open, how do I know that the SEO for these designs are good? It's because, for example, this design has 20 plus in the cart. It has over 1,000 reviews, so it's sold like so many times. And then you can also go down here and see when is the last time that it was sold, July 6th. So that's kind of how I can know, okay, the SEO for this listing is good. So the design is good, the SEO is good, people like this listing. So this is a good listing to get inspiration from. Same thing with this one, 12 in the car. This is a bestseller. This one, 20 plus in the car, bestseller. Same thing, 20 plus in the car, bestseller. So looking at all these designs, this is gonna give us inspiration because we're getting inspiration. We're not copying, we're getting inspiration. So we know, or we can kind of know what to design. So the next thing that we're gonna do now that we kind of figure out what we want to design based on these bestsellers is we're gonna go into Canva and make our design. Okay, so now that we know what we want to design, we're gonna go to Canva. In order to know how much, like what the print area should be, we're gonna go to the catalog, go to sweatshirt, and this is under Printify. Select the Gildan 18,000, which is what I use. And then you can pick, let's say, Monster Digital. Scroll all the way to the bottom, and on the right side it will tell you what the print area is. So it's 4,500 to 5,100. This is the same print area for a shirt. So if you're designing for shirts and sweatshirt, you can use 4,500 to 5,100. That is what you're gonna put into Canva. So 4,500 to 5,100. Create a new design. So I want to create a Halloween design, and I want to start with the phrase stay spooky. But before I get carried away with my design, I want to make sure that this is not trademark. So let's double check that, and we go to uspto.gov, search. We're going to hit the basic search, click on live, and then let's say stay spooky. Okay, so this word is trademarked for clothing, namely t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. So pretty much what we're trying to do, this word is trademarked for. If it were to say like conferences or a journal, then we could use it. Well, because it's trademarked for what we're creating, then we cannot use this word. But let's say spooky season, this is what you want, no matches found. So we're safe, we can use spooky season. I really like this old retro fonts, so we're gonna look for a retro font. You can always search fonts in Canva, and I like this little bright retro one. I want to like curve it a little bit, but not too much. So curve it like a tiny bit, and then create some letter spacing, and then let's keep this a little bit center, and then we're gonna find ghost because we want to create a ghost design. And then you just kind of start scrolling and see what you like, what might fit the vibe that you're looking for. I like this 3 little ghosts. And now that I'm making this goat smaller, I want to create a pocket design. So I just make the whole thing smaller. That's a little fun. And once I, feel like my design is done, then I'll just download it as a PNG, transparent background. So now that we have our design, we're gonna go back to those listings that we got inspiration from to craft our title. So make sure you grab like a little notepad or a Word document, and we're gonna start with each one of them. And for example, like obviously we don't have a pumpkin design, but we have a Halloween design. So we can do this Halloween sweatshirt, Halloween sweatshirt, Halloween crew neck. So all those apply to our design. Spooky season, fall shirts, but we can say like fall sweaters, and then we can move on to the next design and see what else we can find. Ghost shirt, but we have a ghost, so we can do like ghost gives. We don't have cats, none of this relate to us, so then we can move on to the next design. Halloween sweatshirt, Halloween sweater. I don't think we have the Halloween sweater. Ghost sweatshirt. We don't have a dog. Oh, we have retro spooky season. So, and then once we have the whole title, then we can take that title and add it into Printify. Okay, so now we're going to add our design into Printify. So we're gonna go to catalog, go to sweatshirt, go to Gildan 18,000. We're gonna pick Swift POD as our print provider, start designing. There we go, we're gonna add the design. I like to add it only in like a few colors, no more than like 5, because people start to get overwhelmed the more options that you offer them. So I like to keep it simple. So then I like to use this little red line to guide me. You don't want it too right, too left, so it's perfect. Then we're gonna preview it. And we like it, and then we're gonna hit save. And then now we're gonna bring over that title. We're gonna copy it, paste it, and then here's where we're gonna add the description, like for this item. So everything that the customer needs to know, we're gonna add it here. I usually like to add like a little blur, especially because this little top part shows up on Google when people are searching. So like this Halloween ghost sweatshirt is perfect for anyone who loves Halloween, something like that. And then you want to add like details about it, like about the sweatshirt, and then the sizing, like the colors, or like the fabric of it if you want to, how to wash it, things like that. If you have a returns policies, that sort of stuff is what's going to help the customer be able to make a decision, like a better decision of your product, to see if they want to purchase it or not. So the more like information that you're able to give them, the less questions they're also going to ask you. So once you have all this filled out, Printify is going to create a shipping profile. I like to add the pricing in Etsy, and then you're going to scroll down. I always like to use all the variants, because if an item is out of stock for my print provider, I can just use another one. And then we're going to hit publish. Okay, so while we wait for that listing to publish, we're gonna go into Canva to add the design into some mockups. So here are my mockups, and if you're looking for mockups, you can just go to etsy.com and type in like whatever mock-ups you're looking for. So for example, for this will be the Gildan 18,000. You can just put mock-up and you would get so many options. I would just start with like basic. So if you can get a bundle, so you start with like white, black, gray, and then also gets you a size chart and you're good to go. So then I added my mock-ups to Canva. Now I'm going to add the design. So I like to decrease the transparency background because this is not realistic for a customer. So for the whites, I like to kind of do it like 75%. And then for the other colors, I usually do like about 80% of the transparency. I like to make it as realistic as possible because this will help you get less complaints from customers. So I always decrease the transparency because it will help you avoid customers saying, oh, it looked more vibrant on the mock-up than it did when I received it. So I always do that. Once I'm happy with the way, you know, the mock-ups with design looks, then I would just, you know, title it, and then I would just download it. I like to download this one as JPEGs just because they tend to be smaller files than if you do it in PNG. And after you do that, then you are good to go. Okay, so now that the listing is published, we're gonna go into Etsy. We're gonna go to listings. We're gonna click on the listing. We're gonna delete all the mockups from Printify because we're gonna add our own mockups. We have our title already, so when we're gonna start another company, a person made this, a finished product, made to order, sweatshirt. You can add in like the colors, the color of the sweatshirts that you have available. Then that is a long sleeve, is a pullover. I like to keep the renewal option as manual because every 4 months you get to decide, okay, is this listing selling? Do I want to keep it? And you make that decision versus if you keep it automatic, Etsy just going to keep relisting it and relisting it and relisting it. So I always keep it manual. It's a physical product. Here, again, your description, that's where you're going to add like a little bit of what the design is, and then you're going to add all your policies, like your processing, your return policies, anything that the customer needs to know to be able to, you know, purchase this listing. Then here's where you'll add the production partner. You add like that is Printified, location, they're in California, you can put like San Francisco, California, and then why are you working with them? Because you don't have the equipment, what role is in it, that they print everything for you. And then after that, moving forward, you'll always click on Printify. And then this title, you're gonna copy it and then paste it right into the tags. And you're just gonna separate it, everything by commas. Halloween sweater. And then you can, at this point, you're still gonna have tags left. So you can go back to the listings and see if there's anything else that they had that you can add. Or if you know, for example, you have a sweatshirt, but you forget, like you can also add like crew neck or sweaters, like other variations of the item, like a gift for mom, spooky season, or any other thing that relates to what you are already selling. Well, spooky gifts, like gifting, gift idea. And now that you have all your tags, then you're going to scroll all the way down. You're going to link your colors so people know, like, you know, what color is the ash, what color is the white, that thing. And then you're going to add your prices. I'm selling my sweatshirts for $35.99, but make sure that you use a profit calculator so that way you know after Etsy takes fees and Printify takes fees that you're still making a profit. The 2XLs, I do sell them for a little bit more, so let's say $38.99 because they do cost more. I don't sell 3, 4, and 5XLs, but if you do, I will still, like, I will add a little more to each one of those just to make sure that you're making a profit. And then Printify created a shipping profile. So once you're done with that, then now you're just going to scroll all the way down and then you're going to hit publish. And okay, I should have put, here we go. You want to make your thumbnail a little bit. There you go. Save it. And then hit publish. And then now you can go into view on Etsy and you can look exactly what your listing looks like. Ignore this Mexico. I'm in Mexico right now, so it's giving you like Mexico prices, but this will show up in like USD. Here's your listing, your other mock-up with your size chart, and then your title, and then all the other rest of your information will just show up down here. And that is it. So you made it to the end of this video, and I would like for you to watch this video next, because in that video I go over how I made $100,000 in 9 months. See you in the next one.